Hello, grade ones. This is our first math lesson that we're going to have on video. And we are starting unit number 7, which is about time. And I thought this was easier for me to do with you, that you can watch this video and then you can go and do your work. Now, before we begin, I do need you to have your textbook, okay? So if you don't have your textbook, press pause, go grab your textbook, and then come back, okay? So we have a clock here, and I want to go over the parts and the pieces of a clock. So this front part that has all the numbers on it is called the face. Just like here's our face, showing how we're feeling, if we're excited, if we're sad. This is the face of the clock to tell us the information. And the face of the clock has 2 hands. It has a smaller hand, and it has a long hand. The long hand tells us between each hour where it is. The short hand tells us which hour. So when the short hand is at a number, the long hand is going to be at the 12. See, underneath there is the 12. Okay? And that's going to tell us an hour. Okay? Now, if you open up your textbook to page 62, so that's a 6 and a 2, 62, we're going to look at some time on here, okay? So the boy in our picture has a time, okay, in his. And if you will notice, I was at 3 o'clock, but I want to get to the same time as the boy in his picture. So as the long hand goes around, all the way around once and gets back to the 12, it's now 4 o'clock, okay? So we're going to keep going around again. It's going to get us 5 o'clock, and one more time is going to get us 6 o'clock. So I hope you're opened to page 62 with me and looking at the boy in the picture, okay? So I want you to, he's got a few different things that tell time in his room. Can you find the things in his bedroom that tell the time? He's got a clock on the wall that has a bird that comes out to sound the alarm when it hits. He's also got an alarm clock. That's what we call digit. It gives the digits, the 600. And he also has a watch on his nightstand. And all 3 of these clocks are pointing to the same time. They are pointing to 6 o'clock. Okay, and I'm going to write 6 o'clock on the board. So 6 o'clock, you write the number 6, and this is how we spell o'clock. An O, apostrophe, and then the word clock. Now on his alarm clock, it had a 6, 2 dots, and 00. Okay, this will be the minutes, and this is the hour, something we'll learn about later, okay? But 6 o'clock, or on his alarm clock there you can see 6, okay? So we can see what time of day it is in his room. We can see when the boy gets up in the morning. What time does he get up in the morning? 6 o'clock. Okay? Now, if I were to move the long hand all the way around my face one more time, one time all the way around, what time is it now? It is 7 o'clock. Can you say that with me? 7 o'clock. Okay? Again, if we go all the way around one more time, it becomes, say it with me, 8 o'clock. Move it around one more time. It is 9 o'clock. And this will keep going on as the clock keeps going around. Okay? Now, okay, we have wrote on the board o'clock, and you might be saying, Mrs. Johnston, what does that mean? And o'clock means that it is 6 on the clock. So 6 o'clock means, if I got my clock back out, it would mean that it is 6 on the clock. So 6 o'clock means 6 on the clock. Now, looking down at your textbook again to page 63, you're going to find pages of all different times on there. Okay, so look at the first clock at the top. What time is it on that clock? Say it out loud with me. 7 o'clock. Now, go to the one beside it, not down below. Go over to the one beside it. What time is it on that clock? 8 o'clock. Okay, now we're going to go down. What's the next time on that clock? There's a teacher teaching in the classroom on that one. 11 o'clock. I want you to keep going down this page and telling your mom or your dad what time it is on the clock. And then when you finish that, you're going to open up in your workbook and you are going to do exercise 44 today, okay? And exercise 44 has a few pages to it, and you're going to match the number, and you're also going to practice writing o'clock. So when you see the time and it's asking you what the time is, you can say 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Have fun!